Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UltimateE's Indian Virtual League. This is the second installment of our Super Sunday. We've just finished with the Mini Enduro series, and from the Monster V8s, we moved to the Aero-specific Formula One cars, and we're here at Bahrain. We're going to be doing two races today, with race 1 of 5 laps and race 2 of 25 laps. Because we have a whole cast of characters divided into different teams. We've got a special guest with us, and always I'm joined by Sohail Shah. Sohail, welcome on board after that Mini Enduro series. Good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the comm box for a short while. It was good in the car as well.
I think you were panicking when Aditya came on board yesterday. I was like, Sohail, I think you need to go 2 comms. I don't think you wanted to because you've missed driving for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I did miss some. I missed a couple of weeks in the middle when I had an issue with my wheel, and it was good to be back because we're not doing anything in real life, so it's getting pretty boring at home as well.
I mean, it was really good seeing you behind the wheel as well, because it was great watching you drive. But I'm going to bring it straight back into this, ladies and gentlemen. We are racing Formula One 2019 on the PlayStation 4, and this event by UltimateE is brought to you by Sony India, PlayStation, and Red Bull. Sony India is going to be giving out PlayStation bundles, memberships, and games to the winners of this UltimateE Indian Virtual League, and I'm sure we've got a cracker on our hands. To quickly take you through the format and the drivers, we've got a one-shot qualifying for race 1, followed by a 5-lap race for race 1. Race 2 will be a reverse grid of the top 8. There will be a 25-lap race. The damage is on but reduced. Corner cutting is strict. Safety car is on. ABS is on, traction control is medium, and gears are manual. We're racing at Bahrain. This is in the middle of the desert of Manama. It's a 5.4 kilometer circuit, 15 corners, 2 DRS zones, and one of the longest pit straights on the Formula One calendar. Sand surrounded by desert, and it's only got one corner, Sohail, that has a name, which is turn number 1, which is Michael Schumacher, which is great to see. It's a track, only one corner named after one of the greatest of the sport.
Yeah, it's an amazing track, and we would have loved some more corner names, but obviously they chose their way how to do it, and it's a really good track to drive on. Pretty tricky at some corners, as one of them is just in front of you right now, and it would have been really interesting to drive in real life as well.
Yeah, because we're right now in the middle of this qualifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it's a one-shot qualifying session. So we will have only these guys will probably be out only once in this entire session. Most of them will probably go out on soft tires because it's going to be a 5-lap race after this. But quickly to take you through the characters and cast of characters we have for us today, racing in the Indian Virtual League. I have a couple of special guests with us as well, so I'd like to welcome them on board. But for driving for Mercedes, we have Tariq Rahman and Owais Faruqi. Driving for Ferrari, we have Ashwin Lakhwani and Rajdeep Paul. Driving for Red Bull, Pradyumna Prakash, and our special guest, Duko Ootman Girling, who's one of the fastest Formula One drivers in the world at the moment. For McLaren, we have our Sri Lankan special guest, Thiago Pereira and Dylan Zakaria. For Renault, we have Aditya Patnaik and Arun Shah, a newcomer, and I can't wait to see what he can do. For Haas, we have Brandon, who's Dylan Zakaria's brother, and Tanay Singh. For Toro Rosso, we have Karthik Arya and Abdul Azim. For Alfa Romeo, we have Rahul Shah and Aditya Kalra. And for Williams, we have Sid Kulkarni. So, Sohail, this one-shot qualifying, we're almost towards the end of it. I'm waiting to see. I think we just finished one-shot qualifying, and we're on board now with Owais Faruqi, who seems to have finished 4th. It seems to be a great showing, but there we go. Pradyumna Prakash is now put it on pole position. We saw him come out of the GT the last time out, but in F1, a whole second ahead of Tariq Rahman, with Ashwin Lakhwani in 3rd place and Oasis Faruqi in 4th. Arun Shah, great showing by him for the newcomer in 5th place. Dylan Zakaria in 4th place. Aditya Patnaik in 7th. Sid Kulkarni in 8th. BGZ, who's Dylan's brother now, in 9th place. Oh man, this is Rahul Shah in 10th place, Tanay Singh in 11th, Duko Othman Girling, Azim Clark, and anhydrous acid, who is Aditya Kalra, rounding off the top 12. So well, we've got a great little grid lined up for us right now.
Yeah, the lap times these guys have done are really, really quick, and they are running fixed setup, so everyone's exactly on the same setup. And if you would have put me on that grid, I would have probably been literally at the last, because I'm nowhere near the pace these guys are doing, man.
Well, these
They're
guys
really
seem
quick.
to be super quick, and with Pratibha Prakash right now on pole, we have not seen him start on pole in a very long time. I think this is the first pole of his esports career. So, congratulations, Pradyumna. It was super well done. Almost a second ahead of Tariq Rahman, who's starting second in the grid at the moment. But Pradyumna driving for Red Bull, Tariq driving for Mercedes, locking out the front row. So, Red Bull, Mercedes, as in real life, in the game as well. We're just almost ready to go. It's a 5-lap race. The green light, the 5 laps will go, 5 lights will go out, and we are going. We've held it for a long time. The lights have gone green. That's a great start by Ashwin Lakhwani and Tariq Rahman out in front. I think Pratibha Prakash made a bit of a mistake, getting hustled all the way back down. He's losing a lot of ground, but coming out up ahead now, we have Tariq Rahman and Ashwin Lakhwani, the Mercedes in Ferrari. I think he's been battled, he's been spun around, I think we've all been taken out, and that's going to give Tariq Rahman now the lead, with Arjun Arun Shah making it up in his second place, Dylan Zaki up in third place, Aditya Pattayak in fourth, Pratibha Prakash now in fifth place, moved up another place now in fourth, Sid Kulkarni in sixth, Tanay Singh in seventh. Oh, this is absolute chaos. I thought we'd see a lot more of it down in the first corner. A lot of people have moved up and down the grid, but during that first little bit, it looks like the biggest winner has been Tariq Rahman. Clean start off the grid in second place, now leads the race. Arjun Arun Shah making up a lot of places from seventh place, and Dylan Zakaria now up in the third place. Pratibha Prakash seems to have lost out a lot, gotten all the way down in the fifth place, with Sid Kulkarni now on his tail. Sohail, what a super start on this 5-lap race.
Yeah, it's been a very hectic start for some of the drivers. Pradyumna Prakash making a mistake from pole position, dropping down to fifth, and we did see an incident at turn 2. I believe one of the drivers did receive a 2-second penalty as well for that incident, and it'll just be interesting to see how that penalty ends up towards the end, because this is just a 5-lap race. It's not too long, and these drivers don't have too much time to build that gap.
And they were super quick. There were other, Pratibha Prakash had a second over Tariq Rahman in qualifying, so we know how quick he is. And there we go. I think Aditya Pattayak is trying to make that move work on, is it on Pratibha Prakash? Yeah, that's Aditya Pattayak. And Pratibha Prakash now battling down that long start finish straight. And right behind them, Sid Kulkarni, the Williams, who I think is getting sandwiched between the two of them. That's a big crash and a huge amount of front wing flying all over. I hope this doesn't cause a pile-up, because now Pratibha Prakash seems to have gotten out of it. But people, I think, but Sid Kulkarni and Tariq Rahman have gotten caught up in that battle down the start finish straight. Looks like Pratibha Prakash also has a bit of his front wing, has kept a lot of his front wing instead of losing it. So we're going to see a lot of these guys go in the pits to change his front wings as well. There you see Asim Clark, who's Abdul Azim, is already in the pits, probably had a little bit of damage. But there we go, Tariq Rahman now in the lead, 2.7 seconds clear of Dylan Zakaria. But Dylan Zakaria, 2.8 seconds clear of Arjun Arun Shah. But between Arjun Arun Shah and Dylan Zakaria, half a second for second and third place. Pratibha Prakash looks like he's catching them very quickly. 1 second between them. So the last spot on the podium, or the second and third spot on the podium, actually now Sohail, 1.6 seconds covers these guys.
Yeah, it's really interesting now having the top two really second and third place really close to each other. And next up we do have DRS and getting enabled, and that would be a major role in terms of overtakes. And we see mistake. Yeah, it's really close between them right now, and I think Swaggy might even try to make a move into the last corner as he goes for it. He breaks late, and does he make a stick? He does make a stick, but
he doesn't. He's coming back. It is very hard. Arjun Shah is one of our newcomers this week, taking it on to Swaggy Dilly, who Dylan Zakaria, who's very experienced in this game. And both these guys now neck and neck down that long start finish straight, with Pratibha Prakash waiting in the wings to see if he can pick up the pieces and pick up the scratch if they make a mistake. Arjun Shah and Dylan Zakaria, a great battle between them. Arjun Shah defending and then attacking, and then now attacking again, going in turn number 3. He's got DRS as well, so he's going to come back at him, but I don't think he's got enough drive, unless what he does, he is going around the outside. He's going to keep all 4 wheels on the black stuff. He does, but Dylan Zakaria seems to have him covered. Now they're going to go down that sweeping left, right, left, through these long corners into the hairpin before they get on that long start finish straight. And Arjun Shah is going to have DRS to take Swaggy Dilly, but right behind them, Pratibha Prakash is now catching this train super quickly, Sohail.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Pradyumna Prakash is 6 tenths behind Arjun. He's also going to be having DRS, and I think there's another incident. Yeah, the Red Bull of Dukman, the guest driver, has just gone off of contact with the Ferrari of, I believe, Rajdeep Paul, and yeah, and he's gone off track.
Ferrari is right together, so he has gone off track. So Duko, Altman, Girling, our special guest driver, Pratibha Prakash's teammate, has gone on a little bit of an excursion. That brings Rajdeep Paul, Ashwin Lakhwani up, The two Ferrari boys battling it out very hard. But they're ahead in front. Arjun Arunshah still holding on to Dylan Zakaria for second place. And Pradyumna Prakash now 6 tenths behind them. So second, third and fourth. Less than a second in between these two. Now down that long start finish straight. Dylan Zakaria seems to be moving left and right. Arjun Arunshah coming at him. I wonder if he's got that. He does. He has the inside line. He's going to get that move down. I'm down into the Schumacher curve into turn one. But Dylan now will come back at him. He's going to have Arjun Arunshah will get the benefit of DRS, I think, down the straight. Pradyumna Prakash seems to be holding on to them because this racing is giving him, he's got DRS as well. So he's got double slipstream from these guys. And now it's getting super close between these three. But 1 lap to go. That's 4 laps already done, ladies and gentlemen. There's been so much racing up and down, especially for these last 2 spots on the podium. Right now, Tariq Rahman, he has a comfortable lead in the Mercedes out in front. But Arjun Arunshah looks like he's gotten ahead of Swaggy Dilly now in that first corner on the last lap of that. With the penultimate lap with Swaggy Dilly, he's going to throw everything at Arjun Arunshah to come back at him because he's not going to let a newcomer bully him in his turf, Sohail.
Yeah, the corner they just went through so hard to keep it with the car in front, and he's managed to make him get past him with DRS on that straight. I absolutely despise the corner before this back straight. It's so horrible in the game, and I just love the way these guys take it. It's just so phenomenal to watch now.
Because that corner is super tricky. You're absolutely right. But Arjun Arunshah now coming back at Dylan Zakaria. He is coming back at him hard. But I think he's going to get smarter, get into his slipstream, wait to get the DRS and that long start finish. Because we are on the final lap now. It's been such a quick 5-lap race. And there we go. He's going across the DRS line. He's got the DRS wide open. He's going to blast past Dylan. Dylan gets back into his slipstream. This is such a great battle for the second and third on the podium between Arjun Arunshah and Dylan Zakaria. Arjun Arunshah seems to have got that move done. He's back ahead of him now. And Dylan is not going to be happy about that. About letting this newcomer take it to Dylan Zakaria. It's great showing by Dylan, but keeping it super. We've seen his racecraft in defending and driving and attacking as well, because now he's got to be on the attack and see if he can take this to Arjun, because Arjun is now going to finish in second place if it stands as is. Pradyumna Prakash looks like he's made up a couple of places back in the fourth after that early mistake where he got sandwiched between the Williams and the Williams and another Red Bull. Here we go as it stands on the last lap. Tariq Rahman now comfortable 8.3 second lead. Dylan Zakaria and Arjun Arunshah for second and third, battling it out with each other. It looks like Dylan's got the DRS. He's going to get the move done because Arjun's got the inside line covered, and Dylan Zakaria around the outside through the S's. I wonder if he's going to hit that move done to turn number 5 and 6. That's brilliant driving by Dylan, because he went on the outside, then got the inside line and has controlled this brilliantly. But Arjun Arunshah now is going to come back at him very hard. We've seen this guy race, and we've seen him race really well, because he's all over Dylan's gearbox around the outside. This is the last corner for second and third on the podium. I wonder if they go down, they make contact. Arjun Arunshah, I think he's conceded just a little bit, because Dylan does now have the drive to the line. Is he going to get it? I wonder, because in his slipstream, there we go. What a finish for second and third, with Tariq Rahman taking the win. Dylan Zakaria stamping his authority, taking second place. Arjun Arunshah, what a superb drive by the newcomer. Brilliant watching him drive. Superb racecraft all the way through. Brilliant clean racing with Dylan. Pradyumna Prakash started on pole, finishing now in 4th place. And then he's got Tanay Singh behind him in 5th place. Ashwin Lakhwani in 6th. Rajdeep Paul in 7th. Brandon Zakaria in 8th place. Duko in 9th. Aditya Kalra in 10th place. Arya Karthik in 11th place. Thiago Pereira, another special guest from Sri Lanka, in 12th. And Noah West, who's Uwais Faruqi, in 13th place after he got tangled up with Pradyumna. Azim Clark and Abdul Azim and Aditya Patnaik, who we know is super quick in this game, all the way down in 14th and 15th. What an insane race, Sohail.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish to the race, and these two drivers just showed us how clean the drivers can get on, even on the sims, and it's just amazing to watch these guys go side by side through almost every corner. And it was going to be very important to make sure that you were clean, so that you at least don't give away the podium position that you're fighting for. And Pradyumna Prakash in P4 just stayed patient, and I think if he would have gotten way too excited, he could have also come into the party and spoiled it for either of them. And I think the way it ended was just perfect. And now with the reverse grid, with top 8 reverse for the next race, it's just going to get more and more interesting.
Because it's exactly like Sohail said, it's going to be a reverse grid. This is going to be a 25% race. podium celebrations going on. It looks like Tariq Rahman has taken 25 points in his first race. But now for the second race, some guys have been having penalties, but I think we will get through that. The stewards stewards take a look at it later on. But there we go. We're now going to go into race number 2. Like Sohail said, it's going to be a reverse grid of just the top 8, and everybody else from Dukmin, Aditya Kalra, Karthik Arya, Thiago Pereira, Oves Faruqi, Azim Clark, and Aditya Patak will all start as is from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 16, 17 as well. Of course, Sid Kalra and Rahul Shah as well. But the top 8 now, which means Brandon Zakaria will ideally start on pole, followed by Rajdeep Paul in second place, Ashwin Lakhwani in third, Tanay Singh in third, Pradyuman Prakash in fifth, Arjun Arun Shah in sixth, Dylan Zakaria in seventh, and Tariq Rahman in eighth. So we've got a great little band on our hands because Brandon now and Rajdeep Paul, because we know how quick they are going to be starting on pole, Sohail.
Yeah, we know Pradyumna Prakash also is starting P6, I believe, is good. P6 or P7, sorry, P5? I'm really confused right now. Yeah, he did finish 4th, so I think he's going to start either P5 or P4, and it's just going to be very interesting to see because we know he's got the pace. He was the second quicker in qualifying, and this is just going to make things very, very interesting for coming into this race too.
Yeah, I mean, exactly why you said that coming into race 2, because we are going to have a 25% race. So, of course, now Sohail, pit stops will come into play with tire and fuel. With tire wear, especially with tire wear, since it's going to be authentic tire temperatures that we're going to be seeing. And this track, we know there's a lot of grip. The surface is also super abrasive.
Yeah, and right now we're just waiting for drivers to join the session, and the moment they're in, we will go forward with the race. And it's gonna be a small hold for you guys, for the viewers, but we'll be back pretty soon.
I mean, don't worry about it, but I think, as always, we've got technical difficulties XYZ as we always do, but there we go. I think as it stands, we're gonna have Brandon Zakaria for the Haas team starting on pole, followed by the 2 Ferraris with Rajdeep Paul, Ashwin Lakhwani, the 2 prancing horses right behind him. So we are gonna have a lot of these guys batted out because we know these guys, like people like Ashwin Lakhwani, Rajdeep Paul, they did get into a couple of tussles, they did get into a couple of tangles, but Rajdeep Paul last race out started almost 17th of the grid, made 10 places up, so we know he's got a lot in that tank, and especially Tanay Singh as well, who's Tanay Singh is going to be starting 4th, who's Brandon's teammate, has also moved up about 6 places last time out. So let's just see now, Sohail, with these guys coming in, let's just see now with these guys coming in, I wonder what we're going to be in for.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a cracker of race, and with 25% race, I believe this is going to be a 14-lap race, which is almost 10 laps more, and we will be having pit stops, so that will also be playing into the strategies and things like that.
Because pit stops, man, this is something that we've been seeing, and we've seen these guys, especially when a lot of these guys who drove GT with us, we know that the pit stops at in-lap and out-lap, how crucial is it?
So it's very important to get your in-lap right, and knowing that your tires are at their edge and are not going to be at the best. You have to make sure that you maximize the usage and you carry as much speed in the corner. But obviously you have to be sure because they're not at their best, like I said before, and it's very easy to make mistakes. And when you come in, you have to make sure that you slow down in time, but not too early. So there are loads of factors on the in-lap alone, and on the out-lap, when you just go out of the pits, you're on cold tires. Make sure you don't make mistakes because the tires are really cold, and there are too many factors that come into play, and that's what can make changes into the race.
Because we've always heard, like, a race driver, the in-lap and out-lap is what actually makes or breaks their race, especially in a pit stop. But if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we're at UltimateE's Indian Virtual League at Bahrain for the F1 2019 game, brought to us by Sony India and Red Bull. Sony India, of course, giving out prizes this weekend to the top 3 in terms of bundles, PlayStation memberships, and games as well. So if anyone watching, if you guys want to join and take part and win some amazing prizes from Sony, please do sign up because we do, and follow us on UltimateE on our Instagram page, because then stay up to date with every single thing that goes on, because we do go racing every single week, weekend, from R Factor to iRacing to Formula 1 to Assetto Corsa. So we've got a whole mix of motorsport games, and especially for motorsport fans. There we go. We're back now at the UltimateE Indian Virtual League. So we're now going to be doing race 2. We're going to be doing a reverse grid of race 1 for qualifying of the top 8. And the rest is as they finish. When in the first race, we had Tariq Rahman from Mercedes hit the spoils after an absolute chaotic race and a super battle between Dylan Zakaria and Arjun Arun Shah for second and third in the grid. Dylan Zakaria getting the better of him on the final lap, but Arjun Arun Shah, we haven't seen much of him, heard of him, or driven or seen him drive in any of these competitive leagues yet. But here he is as a showman, finishing third, his first ever podium on debut, which is super impressive for Sohail. I mean, with especially you said like a 16 lap race on the circuit, 25% lift, 25% race stops, all that is going to come into play. And especially, a lot of these guys in a long race with corner cutting in this game being strict, and you played this game before with corner cutting being super strict. Well, you know exactly how this works, because these guys can lose focus as they go through the race, especially in such a long race with so much pressure around them. Yeah, because if they don't, they are going to get penalties, like Soul said. Those penalties add up. So it's not going like they're going to get penalties just once. They're going to get penalties a bunch of times if they do cut corners. And when they do, it does not end very well, because 3 seconds is a lot of time. And we've seen how close these guys have finished in the last race. So we are going to see much closer action this time out, especially with Spire strategies, Sohail, because there are super softs and softs on offer today. So that's something I'm looking forward to, because you might just have a bunch of mixed guys up behind them, starting on medium tires, who probably try to take advantage of the guys starting on softs and pitting early. But we're just waiting for the grid now to be set up. We're going to have a reverse grid of the top 8 as they finish in the last race. So that will put then Brandon Zakaria on pole position, followed by Rajdeep Paul in second, Ashwin Lakhwani in third, Tanay Singh in fourth, Pradyumna Prakash in fifth, Arjun Arun Shah in sixth, Dylan Zakaria in seventh, and Tariq Rahman, who won the last time out, is going to be on pole. So I think that's the way we're going to be looking at it right now. We're just getting the grid up and running. So in a couple of seconds, we're going to be going racing. And it's 25% race at Bahrain. It's a really interesting fact I read today about this track, which I did not know until now, because you know that to keep sand from coming onto the circuit, they spray adhesive on the sand around the track so it forms clumps and can't blow around. They said I found something really interesting about this track today. I didn't know, because I was wondering, being in the middle of a desert, how the sand never really blows on the track like it should. And did you know that they spray adhesive all around the circuit, all around the sand around the circuit, so it does not let it get onto the circuit when the wind blows? Yeah, but with these cars, and you know how fine they are and how sensitive they are to any changes by beat, wind direction, altitude. Imagine sand getting into these radiators. That is not going to end well for these naturally aspirated cars. Exactly, like you called it. It's just gonna go straight, but we are gonna have a night race right now, which is gonna be super to watch. And a night at Bahrain, this track just comes alive with so many lights around the space. And I think we're almost ready to go. The grid has been set. We're in. I think we're almost ready to go right now. So with 25% of this race. So it's going to be a longish race. Race number 1 was an absolute sprint of a race with just 5 laps, absolute carnage, chaos, where Tariq Rahman kept his cool, took the spoils, and a brilliant battle behind him between Dylan Zakaria and Arjun Arun Shah. I hope we see more of them because they're going to be starting close together as well this time also. Exactly, because like you've called it, and especially with these guys with damage that it's on but reduced, we are going to see a couple of front wings flying, so we might just see more than one pit stop, sir. Yeah, so I mean, like you said, I mean, do you think on this track, I mean, you do need the front wing for quite a few of these corners, pretty much every one of them. But yeah, with a little bit of front wing, these guys will have a lot more of understeer, and the cars aren't going to perform as they want with a full front wing compared to if they have a couple of bits and pieces that are flown off the front wing. So. With construction costing an estimated $150 million. The track itself is made from tires. Absolutely. So let's just see if it works, because they will pit. If it's a 15-lap race, they're going to be pitting around lap 6 or 7, depending on the tires they have. Some might just go longer if they're starting on the harder tire or on the harder compound. The guys starting on the softer compound definitely going to start. Definitely going to pit a lot quicker than the guys in the harder compound, depending on the damage they have. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're at UltimateE's Indian Virtual League for race number 2 at Bahrain, brought to you by Sony India and Red Bull. Sony India, of course, giving out prizes to the top 3 in the forms of membership, games, and PlayStation Plus memberships and games. So super exciting if you guys want to join. Of course, we qualify on Thursdays and Fridays, and you can follow us on UltimateE on Instagram. So should be fun to watch. This race, so now a couple of seconds away, just waiting for these guys to ready up. And then we will be going racing for race number 2 at Bahrain. So 25-lap race, top reverse grid for the top 8. Brilliant battles all the way in race 1. Some spectators that we haven't seen too much of, people like Rajdeep Paul, Aditya Patnaik, Brandon Zakaria, Rahul Shah, Aditya Kalna, Sid Kulkarni, all trying to make it up. And there we go, race number 2. With the 5 lights go out, we will go racing in Bahrain. And we are off with a superb start by Brandon Zakaria on pole position. Rajdeep now in his slip, Rajdeep and Ashwin both in his slipstream, under his gearbox, and there are about 10 cars going wide in turn 1. I can see chaos unfolding because all the yellow flags on the circuit. And Rajdeep Paul now goes in the lead. Brandon Zakaria has been dropped back in a Haas. Ashwin Lakhmani in 3rd place. Arjun Shah making a brilliant move up now around the inside of the Ferrari of Ashwin Lakhmani. Is he made it stick? He has made it stick. Moved up in 3rd place. So Arjun Shah, a cracker of a start, back up in 3rd place. He's bringing Pratibha Prakash and Dylan Zakaria along with him. The people like Ovesh Farooqi, they've all made up places. Arya Karthik, Aditya Patnaik, Tanay Singh, they've all gone up. I think a couple of guys out there, I think looks like Pratibha Prakash has made a big mistake or has got bumped because he's gone all the way down in his 16th and out. I think he's crashed. I think he has crashed because Pratibha Prakash now is out of this race. But Rajdeep Paul now leads Ferrari with Brandon Zakaria, Arjun Shah in 3rd place. brilliant move up the order by him on the opening couple of sectors. Ashwin Lakwani in fourth, Swaggy Didi, Dylan Zakaria in fifth, and they're coming down that long back straight. Coming down that coming down the last sector of the track at the moment. So it's just sending down, but between the top six there's 1 second now between the top six. Because he's now making that move, Ashwin Lakwani, like you said, making that move, and we know he's a lot quicker on paper, but that's yet to be seen. But coming down into turn one, Ashwin Lakwani seems to get the job done now. Up in the third place, Arjun Arun Shah now in the fourth place. That's now brings Swaggy Dilly and Dylan Zakaria and Arjun Arun Shah. It's been inseparable through the first race of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and they're back together again. Arjun now probably going to move up. Trying to hold his ground. I think in front of him, you can see Brandon's got a bit wide as well in front. That's going to give Ashwin a great run up until they go on that hairpin before they get on that long back straight. So I wonder what's going to happen then. So 14-lap race now we've got. So DRS will come into play next lap out. But up ahead, Rajdeep Paul now seems to blast away in that Ferrari, that prancing horse, that beautiful red against the black sky. 2 seconds ahead now of Brandon Zakaria. Ashwin Lakwani now seems to drop into the place because it looks like Brandon's now coming back at Ashwin Lakwani around the outside. It's a great move on Brandon by Brandon now to take second place back to him. So the Ferrari is now 1 and 3 with Arjun Arun Shah in fourth place and Dylan Zakaria in fifth, with now Owais Faruqi joining this battle and Aditya Patnaik as well. So all the way from second to seventh, that's a long train to the second gap, Sohail. I don't think anyone's strategizing right now, because at this point in time, Ashwin Lakwani is going back on Brandon Zakaria, and behind him, Dylan Zakaria is coming back hard on Arjun Arun Shah on the inside. I think it's a little bit of a touch there, where you can see Brandon Zakaria seems to have lost a little bit of ground. Arjun Arun Shah is coming on the outside of Brandon, trying to take him, and his brother Dylan right behind him as well. Is he going to get him into this corner? Whoa, that is super close racing between Arjun Arun Shah and Brandon Zakaria, but Arjun gets the job done in the Renault and moves up in the third place again. This is some super driving by a new boy here today, Sohail. Down ahead because it looks like Dylan Zakaria seems to have made a little bit of a mistake. We've got to punt it out because Aditya Patel, like you said, now and Owais Faruqi have both come up now ahead of I think Owais Faruqi as well as this. Yeah, he is. That is Tariq Rahman, in the Mercedes, not his teammate Owais Faruqi a little further back. But Tariq Rahman now on Brandon Zakaria's gearbox in fifth place. So there is still, with 3 laps in between 3, 4, 5, 6, is nothing in it, Sohail, and it is brilliant to watch because such close racing with 3 laps in. By now we thought it would have steamed out, but Rajdeep Paul seems to hold his own right now up in first place, 2.3 seconds ahead of Ashwin. Ashwin seems to catch him, but there we go. Tariq Rahman now coming very hard on Brandon Zakaria with the DRS activated. So Brandon is dropping down the field unfortunately for Brandon, and he's now got to contend with his brother Dylan Zakaria in 6th place. But there we go, as it stands, Ashwin Lakwani now in second place, but Arjun Arun Shah seems to be catching Ashwin with all the madness going on behind him. Because we're following Arya right now, following Arya Karthikeyan in the Toro Rosso, and he's got Aditya Patnaik right all over his gearbox in the Renault at the moment. So both the Renaults of Arjun Arun Shah and Aditya Patnaik seem to have their hands full, but Aditya Patnaik is going to get DRS, and of course right behind him the Haas we have Tanay Singh as well. So both these guys are going to have DRS as well coming on this long back straight. But I wonder if they're going to get this move done, and he does. He's going around the inside. That is a beautiful move. He can hold it. But there we go. I think at this point, Karthikeyan seems to be coming back at him. very hard, but I think Aditya Patnaik gets the move done. Oh, I think he spins. Karthikeyan has got a spin around. He's losing 4 places, 5 places now. He's dropping down, trying to get the car back in action. Oh, Aditya Patnaik, that was brilliant. But then, sorry, that was Arya Karthik that was brilliant, but then dropped down the field. Unfortunately, which is now given Tariq Rahman is up in the 4th place. Brandon Zakaria in 5th. Dylan Zakaria in 6th. Seems to be minding their time. So we're in that realm now. 5 laps in. We're looking at tires now slowly starting to fall off. So these guys just biting their time. Like you've called it, because it looks like looks like what Rajdeep Paul has thought about, because he's backed up. He had a 3-second lead on Ashwin Lakhwani when he came around the last time around, but now he's got a 1.5-second lead. So he's probably just backed off, saving his tires, cooling his tires a little bit, because he, of course, doesn't have the advantage of DRS up ahead in the lead. But he's got that 1.6 seconds to his teammate. And Rajdeep Paul, we know, is super quick in Formula 1. We saw him when we had the last couple of editions. It was brilliant watching him drive. But here we go. We've got Tariq Rahman now, the winner of race number 1, up in 4th place. He's got Arun Shah on his sides, coming down the long start finish straight. I'm sorry, not the start finish straight, but the last corner. But I wonder, before the start finish straight, but I wonder if they're all going to now dive in the pit lane. You see that line they're taking? Yeah, there we go. Oh, he has. Is Tariq Rahman? He stayed out for another lap. So he's going to push as hard as he can on this lap. But the top 3 have dived in the pits. Or Rajdeep Paul is stayed out as well. So looks like a couple of these guys, Arun Shah and Ashwin Lakhwani, only 2 guys have dived in the pit. That's not a surprising soul on these super stops. I think there is an incident as well in Sector 2, because we see someone is that Brandon dropping down our timing switch. So it looks like there's been a little bit of contact there, because Brandon's lost about 2 places in that little. Brandon seems to have lost about 2 places in a little bit of battle, and he's got Abdul Azim as well on his tail. So as you were talking, I just saw the yellow flag pop up on the map, and there's a car that was spinning around. So I think Brandon has been, he has been one of the bigger losers. That's it. Starting on pole now in 6th place. So we thought we'd see a lot more of him. We're waiting to see what more. But his brother right now up in 3rd place, Dylan Zakaria. The only 2 people who've pitted so far, Ashwin Lakhwani, Arun Shah, come back out in 11th and 12th. But this lap in, so 7 laps now gone. I wonder, because Rajdeep Paul has now pitted, and so has Tariq Rahman. The top 2 have pitted as well, and we see a brilliant battle between Brandon Zakaria and Sid Kulkarni, the Williams of the Haas, battling it out. Brandon Zakaria keeps him very honest. I think they're all now going to dive in, but Sid Kulkarni looks like he's staying on for another lap. But there we go. I think Rajdeep Paul, Tariq Rahman, Brandon Zakaria, Ashwin Lakhwani, Ashwin Lakhwani, but I think, Brandon Zakaria, Thiago Pereira, Aditya Patnaik, all diving in the pit lane right now. So we're going to wait for them to come out, because this order is going to change right now. So
surprisingly, quite a lot of drivers have actually stayed out longer than 7 laps, and that might actually not play into their hands, because as we know, fresher tires are always better than old ones. And considering that the tires that they will be putting on after this are going to be lasting longer, they're just probably going to lose about half a second as an overall lap time from on this lap compared to those.
Absolutely, because even with an 18-second pit stop, it doesn't look like Dylan Zakaria has enough of a gap right now, because Dylan, Tanay, Azim, Sid Kulkarni, none of them have pitted except, and then we come back on to Rajdeep Paul. I think that's what the first guys have pitted from. Rajdeep Paul, Owais Faruqi, they've all pitted as well. Tariq Rahman, we know, has pitted as well. This guy, Dylan, I don't think he's got enough of a gap now to come out and maintain that lead, or even come into the top 3 if he does pit, because he's losing a lot of time. The guys behind him was super quick, because we see now for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, there is absolutely nothing in it. We have Arun Shah, Tariq Rahman, Ashwin Lakhwani, Owais Faruqi, and Rajdeep Paul. So the Ferraris, the Mercedes, and the the Renaults, for those spots in the podium.
Yeah, I think we're on lap number 8 now, and Swaggy still hasn't pitted. So he's on a very, very audacious strategy, and I really have no idea what is he thinking right now, and I hope he's thinking straight, uh, because he needs to make that pit stop because he's gonna be losing loads of time on these old set of tires.
Because if you look right behind him, oh, here we go. This is the battle for the lead of the race between Rajdeep Paul and Owais Faruqi. Owais Faruqi looks like he's got ahead of him after those pit stops in all on soft tires. But Rajdeep Paul has held the lead for a very, very long time in this race. So it looks like the pit stops has closed this gap massively. Because between the two Ferraris, now sandwiched between the two Mercedes of Owais Faruqi. Of Owais Faruqi and Aditya Patak at this point in time, with Rajdeep Paul, Ashwin Lakhani in third and fourth. So it's going to go all the way down the wire. And of course, Dylan Zacharias still hasn't pitted, but everybody behind him has. And like so, instead, hope he does split this race because he is on those soft tires and losing time to these guys very quickly. 11 seconds, of course, is not enough time to go and pit and come out in and maintain the lead as well. But behind them, and you think Arjun Shah is also now slowly coming back in this battle because he's waiting for them to trip up, but 2 seconds behind him. Just have dropped back just a little bit. But these guys are in front of the Ferraris and Mercedes. A super battle we're watching here, Sohail.
Yeah, but I think Owais Faruqi hasn't pitted yet. I think he did start on that soft set of tires, and he should be coming into the pit either this or the next lap. And that might actually be a smarter strategy considering he started further back on the field because he's going to be on faster tires towards the end of the race, and that's just going to give him that much of an edge over the other drivers.
I mean, if he does pit and he doesn't come back out, I mean, he did start much way further down the field in 13th position. So he's now up in second place, and like you called it, he hasn't pit. Oh, that's little contact between the two Ferraris. Rajdeep Paul now taking Ashwin Lakhani around the outside and making it stick. A tiny bit of contact with his Ashwin Lakhani now with DRS. Both these guys on DRS coming back. So Ashwin looks like he's going to take the place back on Rajdeep. It's a super battle the Ferraris getting involved in. But while they're scrapping, looks like while they're scrapping, Owais Faruqi in front is going to start pulling out a little bit of a gap. So these guys can work as a team, bring home the points as a team, and also with each other. It looks like we might just have an absolute battle on our hands towards the end. And Swaggy Dilly does not look like he's still pit along with Owais Faruqi, Sohail.
Yeah, he's maintaining that gap somewhat okay because considering that Owais Faruqi is currently on old set of softs and the guys behind him are squabbling for position, he is not losing as much time as expected, but he will lose more time if these guys stop battling. But these guys battling has played into Tariq's hand, and he's managed to bring that 1 second gap down to just under 3/10, and he will be looking for that attack. And I don't think Dylan Zachary has gone back into the pits this lap. I think he's going to wait one more. No, he's just gone in the pits.
Yes, he has. He's gone into the pits now. So as it stands, I wonder if Owais Faruqi is also going to dive into the pits because he definitely needs to go do a pit stop with 4 laps remaining, 10 laps completed, ladies and gentlemen. But he's right now in the slipstream of Rajdeep Paul in the Ferrari. He's moving around the inside line. He's going to get this job done coming around corner number 1, the Schumacher turn. Beautifully gets it done, but he does need a pit, which means as we stand at this moment, Noah West, who's Owais Faruqi now, is in the lead. Ashwin Lakhani in second place. Tariq Rahman in third place. Rajdeep Paul in fourth. Arjun Shah seems to have dropped back a little bit, 2 seconds behind this group of the lead. But the top 3 right now, supremely close as it stands with 4 laps also.
Yeah, they are very close, but with that late pit stop that Dylan made, he's now 8 seconds behind Arjun Shah. So it just shows how much time he's lost by staying on those set of tires for this long.
I mean, exactly like you've called it. They were so much closer before Arjun Shah went in the pit. It didn't look like, I think he was ahead of him at that point in time. But now it looks like it hasn't really worked out for Swaggy Dilly because he's come back out now in 6th place. So hopefully he can say, let's see, with his fresh tires, he's got 4 laps to make up that time, and we know Zachariah is very, very quick in this game, and he definitely has a racecraft to make up that time. But Arjun Shah, like we've seen him out for the first time out, what a super showing by him, up in 5th place right now. Of course, our leader Owais Faruqi has not pitted, but Ashwin Lakhani in the Ferrari in 2nd place, Tariq Rahman in 3rd place, but between 3rd and 4th, between 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 1 second in it. These guys have not stopped battling, and there we go. We see Tariq Rahman now move across. He's going to see if he can take another win, if it's possible for him to, with 3 laps remaining. Always Faruqi still needs to pit. The Mercedes now are 1 and 2 with the Ferraris, Ashwin Lakhwani, Rajdeep Paul in 3 and 4. I did not see this coming, so well.
Yeah, but at this point of time, I'm wondering if we have missed the pit stop by Oways, because he's taken these stops for a long time and he is not showing any signs of slowing down. He's maintained his pace. So I'm actually starting to wonder if he missed his pit stop and has he actually pitted and done a really good job at bringing back after the pit stop, and now he's in the lead.
Well, it is a mystery right now, so we're just waiting for the time streams or our broadcast guys to tell us if he has pitted or not. But 1.1 seconds behind him is his teammate right now, breathing down his neck, Tariq Rahman. And right behind them, between not even 6/10 behind Tariq Rahman, is Ashwin Lakhwani in the Ferrari and Rajdeep Paul in 4th place, with Arjun Arunshan 3 seconds behind Rajdeep Paul in 5th place and Dylan Zakaria in 6th place. It looks like it's all settling down right now, but the top 3 at this point in time, 1 second between these guys and getting even closer. Of course, the battle for the last point on the podium, the 10th spot on the 10th spot on the grid between Sid Kulkarni, Abdul Azim and Brandon Zakaria. So Brandon has not really had a great race today because he started on pole and is now down all the way to 12th place with 2 laps remaining. So
yeah, I think he did get involved in some late start crashes around lap 4 and 5, and that's what lost him loads of time. But we are on lap 12, as you said. We have 3 laps left in this race, including this one, and we still see no signs of always Faruqi pitting. And
I think always Faruqi has timed this to perfection because he started pretty much back of the grid. He's moved his way all the way up in front. After that pit stop, he's managed to keep Tariq Rahman, our race winner for race number 1, behind him with 1.1 seconds. So there's absolutely nothing in it between these guys. And half a second behind them, Ashwin Lakhwani now in the Ferrari. So the top 3 all separated by 1.5 seconds. And Tariq Rahman seems to be getting a lot closer to him, especially in the corners. But in the straights, not being able to keep up with him so well.
Yeah, he's like I said before, even without the pit stop, I believe without the pit stop, I'm not too sure right now. He's not showing any signs of slowing down, even though he just lost 3/10, but that's just 3/10, and he can always get that back anytime. But as I say that, he's actually lost quite a lot of time, and now there's only 4/10 between them.
Half a second, and he's bringing. It looks like Tariq Rahman is now bringing Ashwin Lakhwani to this party as well. He's got a lap car in front of him to go get past. I'm sure the lap car will be shown. Blue flags will not get in his way. But always Faruqi right now in the lead. No, he's not pitting, and there's going to be 2 laps to go. So on a penultimate lap, looks like he's got a little bit of a slipstream from the Alfa Romeo of Rahul Shah, I think, at the back of the pack. This one, no, Adya Kalra should be at the back of the pack. That he's just been lapped. But in front right now, half a second, 1 second now between the top 3. We are looking at an absolute crescendo of a finish as this goes along. Because the 2 guys behind always Faruqi have DRS and are attacking as much as they can. There we go. We've now got Tariq Rahman, a winner for race number 1, half a second behind his teammate, Oais Faruqi. And in 3rd place, Ashwin Lakhwani, brilliant drive by him to stay with these 2 guys. And Rajdeep Paul now seems to have dropped back, so is Arjun Shah and Dylan Zakaria in 6th place. But there we go, for the lead now. This is getting closer and closer, so 1 lap to go.
Yeah, the last lap, when they start, we will have Tariq with DRS and pressuring Oais in P1. And I want to know if he's going to go into the pit this lap. I'm very curious at this point.
Yeah. He does. I mean, he's going to throw away the win, but I have a feeling he's pitted because he's been keeping him at bay for a long time, and he's beyond. We're talking about he's on. Tariq right now is on 7 tires that are 7 laps fresher than Oais Faruqi, if Oais has not pitted. And Oais, is he going around in the pits? No, he's not. So he has pitted in that sense. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our last lap. And the top 3 right now separated by 1.5 seconds between the 2. And Tariq Rahman now in his slipstream of Oais Faruqi. Is he going to get that job done around the inside and he's going to take the lead in race number 2 because he's coming back around the outside right now. Tariq Rahman and Oais Faruqi, brilliant battle between these 2. Ashwin Lakhwani waiting in the wings, but there we go. Tariq Rahman has now moved up in the 1st place. Oais Faruqi now in 2nd place. Tariq Rahman, he's in the lead on the last lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix, and this is gonna be. I mean, if it finishes like that, Tariq Rahman is gonna make this 2 out of 2 Sohail. But right behind him, 1 second between the top, covering the top 3 now, Ashwin Lakhwani and Owais Faruqi. This is gonna be. I mean, we're looking at now. We're coming to that long back straight. If he can get his DRS here, it's gonna be a move of the century.
Yeah, we still do have one more long straight after this, and that's, I think, going to be the turning point if Always can get close enough of this race. And we did see one battle get sorted there in the previous race, which was between Arjun Arun Shah and Dylan Zakaria, who has actually now brought the gap down from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. So he did gain 2 seconds at the end. But coming to this fight that we are on, I think Always is a bit too far compared to what's required, and he won't be able to make the move. But what a brilliant drive it has been from Tariq.
I think Tariq Rahman comes across the line to win. It's number 2 and make it 2 out of 2 for him at Bahrain, followed by his teammate Owais Faruqi. The mystery of the pit stop is yet to be solved. But Ashwin Lakhwani, brilliant drive in 3rd place. Rajdeep Paul in 4th. Arjun Arun Shah, we've seen the newcomer come across and take it to the absolute best in the country in this Formula 1 2019 game. Brilliantly finishing 3rd in 1st race and 5th in the 2nd. Dylan Zakaria, 6th place. Alki Patnaik in 7th place. Thiago Pereira in 8th place. Sid Kulkarni in 9th place. Alta Kalra in 10th place. Abdul Azim in 10th place. Rahul Shah in 11th place. Brandon Zacharias out on pole, but finished all the way down in 12th place. Our special guest Duko Utman Girling down in 13th place. Tanay Singh in 14th. Karthik Arya in 15th. And Alta Kalra rounding off our top 16 with Pratibha Prakash not finishing this race. But so we've been treated to an absolute blast of a superb second race this evening.
Yeah, it was a really interesting race to watch throughout. Even race 1 and race 2 both were equally interesting, and to see such a brilliant drive by Tariq in both the races was phenomenal. He's come from 8th place in race 2, and even after that qualifying in race 1, he managed to win it by over 2 seconds. So brilliant job by him, and I hope he can continue this in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you called it, Sohail, because we're seeing some superb talent come out of these UltimateE programs, people like Tariq Rahman, Rajdeep Paul, Ashwin Lakhwani. These names have been with us for so long, and they've always consistently finishing at the top. But then we've also got new names like Arjun Arun Shah, and Brandon Zakaria, Brandon Zakaria, Rahul Shah, Adya Kalra, all joining this battle and giving us so much to talk about. Thank you guys for racing at UltimateE this weekend and this evening. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tariq Rahman, the Mercedes, take it for race 1 and race number 2. Superb race. We've been treated to some absolute beautiful, brilliant action all the way up and down the field. And from myself, Sohail, Anjan and Sohail, we're going to say good night to you, and we will see you next weekend when we're back with some more racing here at UltimateE. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening.